إن الحمد لله نعمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا ومن يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهديه واستمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. سبحانك ربنا لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا ورفعنا بما علمتنا وارزقنا علما. الحمد لله على كل حال. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Total glories and adoration are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We ask of His peace and tranquility to be upon our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his household, his companions, and those who follow their footsteps to the day of Qiyamah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our faith to be firm in the deen of Islam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect our faith. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to give us peace in our homes, peace in our offices, peace in our town, peace in our state, peace in our country, and peace in the world at large. The dead, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy upon them. Those of us who have lost our parents, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant them the Jannah, forgive them their shortcomings, and pardon them for all they have erred. Those of us who still have one of them or both of them with us, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to continue to have protect them, enrich them in faith, enrich them in health, enrich them in wealth. Let them end with this world successfully, and let we, their children, end with them successfully. Last week, where we discussed on the first pillar of prayer, which is facing of Al-Qibla, which Mallam described as one of the pillars of prayer. Today we want to discuss another pillar, which is standing to say your prayer. Originally, prayer is supposed to be done while standing, because when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we describe one of the pillars of prayer. He said, Aqimus Salah, establishment of prayer, standing on prayer. When Prophet ﷺ was asked, Akhbirni anil Islam, he said, Al-Islam huwa an tashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. He now say, wa tuqimus salah, and standing of what? Of prayer. Scholars have said, because why? Because prayer is supposed to be done while standing, except if there are conditions that warrant you not to stand. If not, originally prayer is supposed to be done while standing. Now, Mallam now said, Yajibu alayhi an yusalli qa'ima. It is compulsory upon him to pray while standing. It's compulsory upon he that wants to pray to what? To actually pray while standing. Mallam said, wa huwa ruknun, is one of what? Which is what? A pillar. This standing is a pillar. Illa, except Allah, upon another thing. Illa Allah, except on another condition that will warrant you not to pray while standing. If not, one of the pillar of prayer is what? To be done while standing. So it means you are expected to pray while standing, except if another condition actually warrants not you to stand while praying. Mallam say, illa ala al-musalli salata khawfin, except somebody who is praying prayer of fear. Prayer of fear. Prayer of fear is what? Prayer that is what? That is prayed while somebody is in war. Salat al-khawf, it's a prayer of what? Of fear. That's when somebody is in war. Then you cannot pray while standing, because then whatever position you are in that time, at that time, that is how you pray. It's either you are walking or you are riding. You are riding a horse, or you are riding a car, or you are on the run, and prayer befalls you. Then you pray it in the condition which you are at that particular point in time. But say what kital shadid, and a tough war. When you are in tough war. But say wayajuzu lahu an yusalli rak'an. At that time it is compulsory upon you to pray a rak'an while riding. You can pray while riding. Since that time, the condition you are, that's how you pray. Maybe you are driving or you are riding the horse. Then they use horses and camels. So at that point that you are whatever you are, the position you are then, or the condition you are then, that is the condition you say your prayer. So that is how that is only one of the conditions that actually warrant you to pray while you are not standing. If not, you are expected to pray while standing. But I say walmaridu ala ajizu anil qiyam to for yusalli jalisan. Then a weekly who cannot cannot actually stand while praying, then is expected to pray while sitting. Ala ajiz, a weekly, maybe somebody who is sick or somebody who is old, a sickler or an old person, they is expected to pray while sitting. It is tata. That person is expected to pray while the way he can. For example, if it's to sit down to pray, they will sit down and pray. But I say wa illa, or if not, he say fa'ala jabbihi, then the person should pray on his sword while lying down. Is that the person prays while sitting, or he prays while lying down? Since it's not strong because of his age or because of his health condition, he cannot stand to pray. Then he has given a choice either to sit down and say his prayer, or to lie down and say the prayer. Now, somebody who is praying nafila, Mallam say falahu an yusalli rakiban. It is the person can pray a rakiban while riding, aw qa'idan, or while sitting, insha'a, if he wishes. When somebody is praying nafila, he has a choice to either pray while driving or riding, or he prays while sitting. He has the choice. This is it is nafila if he wants. But I said, if you want to do this now, but I said, he said wa yarka'u wa yasjudu ima'an. Then he will now pray while indicating. The person now will pray, he will say his prayer while indicating by your sujud, you bend like this a little bit, your ruku you bend like this, your sujud you bend more. Then you'll be using your mind then to say a prayer. For example, if you are on horse or you are driving car, there's no point for you to begin to, as you are driving car, you do like this and do like this on your steering. It's not possible. What you do then, as you are praying on that, you'll be imagining, after you finish your session of Quran, your Fatiha and whichever surah you wish to do, then you imagine you have gone to ruku. You imagine you are rising from ruku. You imagine you have gone to sujud. You imagine you are standing from sujud. You imagine you are doing your tahiyyah. You imagine you do after you finish all the possible position of your prayer, then you now do your what? You do your salam. Because as you are riding, by the time you say you want to bend down and bow down, your steering might go out off your hand. So then you can be imagining, you do iman, you do imagine, you'll be imagining the position of your prayer at that point in time. That is for those who are doing nafila and they actually want to do nafila and they are on ride. Then this become their activity. Mallam say وَيَرْكَعُ وَيَسْجُدُ إِمَاءً بِرَأْسِهِ. He will now do ruku and do sujood with his head. Now Mallam say وَكَذَلِكَ مَرِيض. Also the sick, somebody who is sick, he said وَيَجْعَلُ سُجُودَهُ أَخْفَضَ مِنْ رُكُوعِهِ. So this person who is sick, he is not alright now. So he If he has the power to sit down, then he would use his what? He would make his sujood to be lower than his ruku. Akhfada bi what? Bi ruku'ihi. He will make his sujood to be lower than his ruku. Now say, ولا يجوز له للمصلي ولا يجوز للمصلي جالسا أن يضع شيئا على الأرض. Somebody who is praying while sitting is not expected to put anything on the earth. Before our old men, when they are praying, they will put stone. They will put stone on the ground. After they feed their fatia, they feed their whatever they want to do. They do. If they want to do sujood, they will carry the stone and put it on their head. And put it in their head and go down. So you will put pillow. They will put pillow, something that is a little bit high, so that they can put in their head. But I said there's no need. But I said there's no need for you to put anything on the ground. The only thing you do is say marfu'an. They will bring something that is a little bit high. Yasjudu lahu, yasjudu alayhi, to do sujood upon that thing. He said, Mallam say, he said, wa innama yaj'alu sujudahu akhfada bi ruku'ihi. The only thing you do is what? To make your ruku and to make your sujood lower than your ruku. Kama dhakarna, just what we have mentioned, idha kana la yastati'u an yubashir al-ardu bijambihi. If the person cannot actually what? Put his forehead on the ground. If you cannot actually put your forehead on the ground, there's no need for you to put anything, to place anything between the ground and your head. You can only what? You go down lower than what? You go down, your sujood should be lower than what? Your ruku. Now, Mallam says, Salatu fi safina wa tahira. Prayer in a car, in a boat, canoe, or a what? An aircraft, plane. It is supposed, it is expected of you to say your prayer while you are in any position. Either you are driving or they are driving you. Either you are in a car or you are in a boat or you are in an aircraft. If it is time for prayer, then you have to say your prayer because of what is it called? Instability of life. You cannot say because you are traveling from here to the Maiduguri, then you have the guarantee that you reach Maiduguri. There is no guarantee. And it is time for Zuhr prayer, it is time for Asr prayer, and it's time to wait. And before you reach, it is late. What if you don't reach? What is the guarantee that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say no, you are traveling? That is why you do not pray, because travelers are not actually lifted of prayer. The only people that were lifted of what is lifted of travelers is what? They are supposed to cut in their prayers into two. For 4 raka, you do 2 raka. For 4 rakas, you do 2 raka. 2 raka, you do 2 raka. 3 raka, you do 3 raka. I think they have given you enough bonus. You are not fasting. If it is fasting, they will say, okay, leave your fasting after your journey, then you continue your fasting. But prayer, it is not what? It is not lifted. As far as it is time for prayer, you are expected to what? To say your prayer. Either you are driving or they are driving you. Or you are in canoe, or you are in what? In aircraft. Now, Mallam say, ولا تجوز الصلاة الفريضة في السفينة. It is permissible to pray your composite prayer in canoes when you are traveling in canoe, وكذلك الطاهرة, and also in aircraft, in plane. It is permissible, it is accepted to pray while you are in boat or you are traveling aircraft. There's no time, you are not expected, you don't say your prayer. But I say, وَلَهُ أَنْ يُصَلِّ فِيهَا قَاعِدًا. Then the person is expected to pray while sitting. As you are traveling in your canoe, you are expected to pray while sitting. You are to pray your prayer as you are sitting down. إِذَا خَشِيَ عَلَيْهِ نَفْسَهُ سُقُوطًا. If you are afraid that you fall, then you are expected to want to pray as you are sitting down, so that you don't go and fall and get yourself injured. And so ويجوز أن يعتمد في القيامه على العمود أو عصا. And it is what? It is permissible for him to what? To pray while lying on something, is holding a what? A pillar or a stick. As he's praying, maybe he's afraid that he can fall down. Then you can hold a pillar. Maybe there is something that is standing inside the boat. You can hold that in, or you can hold a stick. You can hold stick as you are standing to say your prayer, so that what? You will not fall down. Now Mallam say because of his age, or because of the weakness of what? Of his body. If you are praying, either you expect you can pray as you are holding pillar. Maybe at times you see, if we are praying here, Adam will be expected to stay at the edge there, so that he can at least relax his body on the wall, so that you don't fall down. So if you are old or you are sick and you want to stand to say your prayer, then you can stand while holding a stick, or while holding a pillar. If there's pillar in that place, if there's not, then you sit down so that you don't go and fall down. So those are the prayers or while standing. Those are the things that is expected of you to do while you want to say your prayer while standing or you are sitting down. So it's expected for you to pray. That means this thing is telling us that what? Prayer is compulsory. The only time that somebody is expected not to pray is when somebody has gone out of his senses. When somebody is how they call it, is unconscious or is insane, then the prayer is lifted. If not, as far as you are sane, you are sound, you know what you are doing at that particular point in time, then pray. And it is time for prayer. It is compulsory upon you and me to actually say the prayer. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us around. Man say, Al-Jami'u bayna al-Qiyami wal-Qu'ud. Joining, standing and what? And sitting in the same prayer. Somebody can join the two. You can start to pray standing. You start the prayer as you are sitting. And as time goes on, you stand up. Or you start the prayer standing. If you are tired, you sit down and say your prayer. Yeah, man say yajuzu and yusalli salata layla qa'iman. It is, you can pray your night prayer while what? While standing. Qa'iman. Aw qa'idan, or while what? While sitting. For example, you want to do qiyamul layl and you decided to sit down as you are doing your prayer. You are sound, you are okay, but you want to sit down and say your prayer. There's no problem. Mallam said, without any reason. You just decide you want to do your night prayer, you decided to sit down. Then because you want to use your night prayer to do your muraja. And for example, you want to recite in that night, you want to recite maybe 10 his in that prayer to do your revision, your memorization, the revision. Or you hold your Quran and you want to pray, you want to do a lot of recitation of Quran, and you know you cannot stand it. Yeah, you decided to sit down as you do your prayer. But say wayajma bainahuma, you now join the two. Wa yajma bainahuma, then you now join the two. You stand small, you sit small. You sit small, you stand small. You can decide to do that if you so wish. Like I say, for you salli. Then if you are doing this now, say for you salli, you now pray wa yaqra jalisan. You recite while you are sitting. Kubayla ruku'u yakumu. Then when you are close to what? To ruku, you now stand up. Maybe for example, you want to recite 2 hifz. As you start, after Takbirat Ihram, you sit down, do your Takbirat Ihram and start your Fatiha, you recite your Quran. When you are close to the time you finish the recitation, to the point you are, you stand up. Then you finish the remaining recitation, then you do your ruku. Then you now recite the rest, the remaining ayahs while you are standing. So then you now do your ruku, then you now do your sujood, ثم يصنع مثل ذلك في ركعة الثانية. Then you now do the same thing in your second rak'ah. So if it is permissible for you to what? To do your night prayer while you are sitting. But once it's close to time you are going to ruku, you stand up. Then you do the remaining recitation. Then you go your ruku, you go your sujood. Then you instead of you to stand up now, after your sujood, you just sit down again and continue your recitation. After when you are close to the time again, you want to go to ruku, you stand up again and do your ruku and do your sujood and do your salama and go wherever you want to go. Now, then if you are praying sitting, it's a jasala mutarabian. Then you are going to sit down and mutarabian. You sit down. Who help me? Just the way this man is seated. You can try to sit down like this. Or Abu Tarabia, the way Mallam is sitting now. Look at the way Mallam is sitting. You fold your legs like this. You sit down and fold your legs like so that you don't relax. You don't put your hand on ground. I don't know if you understand. You sit down and fold your just the way Mallam is sitting now. Then you place your hand. Mallam dress. You understand? You sit down, you do your leg like this. And put your legs on what? You put your hand upon your what? Upon your legs. You put your legs upon your. You put your hand upon your what? Your this so that you balance and do your what? And do your ruku and also what? Do your sujood. Now you place your hand upon your lap. Yeah, well, place your hand like this upon your what? Your lap. That's how you are expected to pray while you are sitting. You sit down like that so that you don't be sitting and you are putting one of your hand on the ground, or you are bent in your prayer. You know, if you are sitting like this, you can be able to do your ruku and do your sujood comfortably. The way you sit here like this, you can be able to bow down, Mallam, bow down small, and let us see. Like you want to do ruku, then stand up now, then do your sujood now. You make it lower. No, you don't go down. You lower. You go to make it lower here. You see you can see now. You can see the way it is like this now. You make it will be easier for you to do your ruku and also do your sujood while you are sitting. You are supposed to sit down in that manner. Either it's compulsory or it's not compulsory. As far as you want to pray while sitting, you want to sit down while you say your prayer. That is how you sit down. Wallahu a'lam. Now, that is how Mallam said you are supposed to sit down. You sit down or like that. You know, Mallam said, or al-jalsati al-ukhra, or you sit down any other way. Mallam said, yes, tarih biha, the way you think you are at rest. If you cannot do like this to say the prayer, then you sit any other way, you know you will rest. The way you know you can sit down comfortably. Some people cannot do their legs like this because of the way they are. They cannot fold their legs like this. Then if it's for them to bend their leg one side, fine. If it, anyhow you want to sit down and sit down and know they are going to be comfortable, that's how you sit down and say your prayer. Wallahu a'la wa a'la. Now, but I say as-salatu fi ni'al, praying in shoe. Praying in shoe. As-salatu fi ni'al. Praying in shoe. Praying in shoe is permissible in Islam. For you to pray with your shoe. Just as the way we discussed this last time. It is permissible for you to pray with your shoe. If you are in an environment or you are in a place where you are not going to cause confusion. Now, there are places if you want to pray and you wear shoe, you cause confusion in that masjid. A lot of people will bring their contribution, even if they don't know anything about. In fact, some scholars will come and give you confusion. One of our friends was prayed in shoe, and somebody came and pushed him out. He pushed him out. After the prayer, the guy went and said, Mallam, why are you pushing me out? He said, why will you pray with shoe? That Allah said in the Quran that He said, Inni ana rabbuka. He said, fakhlana alayk innaka bil wadi al muqaddas tuwa. He said, Allah said, me, I am your Lord. Then remove your shoe because you are what? You are on a sacred land. So this is an ayah used as an evidence for you not to pray with shoe. This ayah was revealed to Musa alayhi, and Nabiy Musa was in a cave. He was not in the masjid. He said, if Allah said you are on a sacred land, because Musa went there for an act of ibadah, though you are coming to the masjid for an act of ibadah, you are expected to remove your shoe. All the evidences the guy decided to bring with hadith and the statement of scholars and all, the Mallam said no. He said Quran is what? Is higher. Then, the guy has no any other option. As far as concerned, he has justified his action. His action is justifiable. You know that what he's doing is right. The next thing, the guy picked, for example, I have an argument with Isa. Mallam has an argument with Isa. For maybe okay, Mallam is teaching me, and I am teaching Isa, for example. Then Isa now had an argument with Mallam concerning one issue. Mallam is my Mallam now. He now directly called me and said, so you are now teaching people to be rude. Is that how I taught you in the public? He said, now so I teach you. And they teach you karatu, you don't know anything. You they go teach person, you they call rude to people in the public. And he refused to say what happened between him and this person. Immediately this person pick his phone and call. Immediately I pick my phone and call. He said, why are you arguing with people now? He said, no, it's not an argument. I will come and explain myself to you. When Isa came, he now explained that this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. Then why are you arguing with him? I shouldn't have argued with him. Because this person is so person. You shouldn't have argued. He said, no, I followed him. He was the one that brought the issue back to me. For example, if you are discussing with people now, and the person wants to show himself, if you meet him at home, you bring the issue to the masjid. This person meet him on the road and decided to explain. He brought the issue back to the masjid. Simply because he want to what? He want to condemn this person and condemn what he has done. I now said, you person don't even teach yourself, don't even know anything. Don't talk of you that you are learning under him. You know that this one is a little bit far. So what you are trying to say is what? Pray with shoe, wallah is permissible in Islam. If the environment you are, you don't bring argument. You know what Islam does not want is what? Division. Islam discourages division of any kind. Anything that is going to bring division, please pet it. As far as that is what? It's not shirk. It's not shirk. And your action is not a pillar among the pillar of your what? The Sharia at that particular point in time. And you know it's going to bring argument. It's going to bring division. Just enjoy it your own and relax. I don't know if you understand. There's one time we traveled for one program like that. We went there. The scholars we went with, they refused to pray Koto. So, there's nothing we can do. They travel with us, and we believe that if you travel, you are expected to pray Koto, and they refuse to pray Koto. They refuse to pray Koto. Even if the imam want to lead prayer, he will ask people that our Mallams that are travelers, please come and lead prayer, because I know people are praying Koto. Our people will not pray. When we asked them, they said they are not tired. That Koto is for lazy people. You understand? That is it. Some people, nothing you do to them, they will not accept, they will not dance to whatever they think is right. As far as they are concerned, what they are doing is the only thing they want to do. Either it is permissible for them to do it, or it's not permissible for them to do it. I don't know if you understand. So pray is shoe. Man say yajuzu lahu an yakifa hafiyan. It is expected, or it is supposed for him to pray without shoe. Kama yajuzu lahu an yusalli mutana'ilan and munta'ilan. Just the way it's what? It's permissible for him to pray while wearing shoe. The two are permissible. You can decide to pray with your shoe. You can decide not to pray without your shoe. The Mallam say, wal afdal. But what is more virtuous, what is more important, what is more right is what? An yusalli taratan kada wa taratan kada. What is more valued, or what is more rewarding, or what is more important, or what is more permissible is for you sometimes to pray like this and sometimes you pray like that. That means sometimes you pray with shoe, sometimes you pray without shoe. Don't spend your life. And they said you spend your life, you pray upon all your prayers, you never pray with shoe. Don't do that. Don't do that. At least with one of your prayer, pray with shoe. At least. Even if it's going to be your home, you want to pray either nafila or a fara'id. At least pray once in your life with shoe. Don't pray. They said throughout your life, you do not pray with shoe. Don't do that. Because, wallahu a'lam, it might be counted against you. It might be counted against you. And it might not be counted against you. But everybody is looking for what? The safer side. Go. So, at least, when they say this thing is what? Practiced by Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Don't allow yourself to die without practicing it, even if it's once in your lifetime. Even if it's once, don't allow it. You don't pray, you don't do Jasati Sarah. In your life, throughout your prayer or your lifetime, you pray. For the long life you spend and you pray, you don't do Jasati Sarah. Once in your life, wallahi, don't do that. And also, don't, as far as you are still alive and you are praying, one day, just practice praying with shoe. Because that's what Mallam said. He said, sometimes you pray with shoe, sometimes you pray without shoe. I don't know if you understand. Let us practice one of the sunnah of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at least once in our lifetime. Now Mallam say, Hasaba ma tayassara lahu. The way it is what is you can do it. If you call to pray with shoe, pray until with shoe. If you want to remove your shoe, pray with you just the way what you can, as possible as you can. Pray as possible as you can. Pray with shoe if it's possible. Pray without shoe if it's what if it's possible. If it's possible. Mallam say, fala yakallafu lubsaha li salat. Do not make it compulsory that everybody must pray with shoe. To wala khalhuma, and do not make it compulsory that what somebody must remove his shoe. Why pray? Don't make it compulsory for if for example now if you go to somebody and say if you must pray in this masjid, you must wear shoe. Don't do it like, don't make it like that. Make it compulsory in this masjid, everybody must come with shoe. Don't do that. And do not say in this masjid everybody must off his shoe. Don't do that. Then this is masjid of pray with shoe, or this is masjid of pray without shoe. Don't do that. Don't make it compulsory that everybody must come and pray with shoe, or everybody must come and pray without shoe. Let people pray the way they want to pray. Now, Mallam say except a kana hafiyan salah hafiyan. If you want to pray, if you call in without shoe, then pray without shoe. Wa kana munta'ilan salah munta'ilan. Then if you come with shoe, then you pray with your shoe. It says illa al-amri arid, upon what is the place, the way it is it is acceptable, the way it is lawful for you at that particular point in time. For example, if you come to Lokoja and you go to this central mosque and you wear shoe to pray, if you are not careful, you might not even come back alive. I don't know if you understand. Or you wear your shoe now and go to Kotepa mosque, enter inside Kotepa Masjid and pray. If you are not lucky, somebody will beat you. I don't know if you understand. Even if Imam wants to come, if Imam will get to that point, you will be beaten. I don't know if you understand. Because immediately they will translate it. Immediately they will translate it. Those who doesn't know what is the position of praying with shoe, they will beat you up. So instead, as you go, you respect yourself and remove your shoe. If you go to places where you think they will not say anything, you can decide to wear your shoe. Even if they are going to say, they can only condemn you. You will see other people they pray without shoe. You can't pray with shoe. You will dirty people cloth. And they can only say this to you, but they will not beat you. But there are other masjid, if you try it, or they will beat you. They will beat you. Before Imam will tell them they shouldn't beat you, you are beating. I don't know if you understand. So it's better you respect yourself the way it Mallam have said it. Now, Mallam now say, وَإِذَا نَزَعَ عَنُهُمَا فَلَا يَدْعُهُمَا عَنْ يَمِينِهِ. Then if you off the shoe, don't put the shoe in your right hand side. Don't put your shoe in your right hand side. You say, وَإِنَّمَا عَنْ يَسَارِهِ. Except you put it in your left hand side. If you are praying and you remove your shoe, that means you are not expected to put your shoe outside. You are expected to off your shoe and leave it outside. It's either you put it in your left hand side. Don't put it in your right hand side in your prayer. You put it where? In your left hand side. You put your shoe in your left hand side. You say, وَإِذَا لَمْ يَكُنْ عَنْ يَسَارِهِ أَحَدٌ. Then if there's nobody, in his left hand side, to say وَإِلَّا, as Mallam said, then he said وَضَعَ بَيْنَ رَجْلَيْهِ. You should put it between your leg. You put your leg between your legs. You put your shoe between your legs. Put your shoe between your legs. Don't put your shoe where somebody can steal it. You put your shoe between your legs. Mallam said, he said, بِذَلِكَ صَحَ أَمْرُ النَّبِيِّ صلى الله عليه وسلم. That is what is command. It is authentic from what? From Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When there is person in the left hand, you put it between your leg. If there's somebody in your left hand side, then you put it between your leg. So that means it's not expected for you to leave your shoe outside and one criminal will come and steal them. So you bring your shoe, put it between your leg. You can see now that to wear the shoe is even better now. By this statement now. Because if you must even cuff the shoe at all, you must bring it to the masjid. If you must off the shoe at all, then you must bring it into the masjid. It's either you put it in your left hand side, or you put it between your legs. So that is what Mallam have said concerning standing to pray, and also joining standing and sitting in your prayer, and also pray with what? With shoe. I think that's where we are going to stop for today. Whatever we say that is wrong, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us. Whatever we say that is correct, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us of ibadah. If there's any question, contribution, correction, observation, inshallah, you're welcome. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Now? Which condition? Okay. You do tema. You hit the ground. And do tema. I say a prayer. That's all. You do tema. Anywhere you are, it's time for prayer. Whatever, either you are in a train or you are in a plane, just hit the ground. Hit the ground there of the canoe. No, canoe, you are in water now. Canoe, you are in water now. I go there. They must get somebody that can fetch water for you now. You can access anyhow canoe be. You can fetch water now. Somebody can help you in fetching water. If you cannot, somebody can help you. They have fetcher. Even in sea, they have fetcher. Even if it's in canoe, you must access water. You don't have water now. You won't say no get water. But if you are in plane or you are in car, those ones you can hit the ground and do your tema. You just hit the ground, clean your hand like this, wipe your face. That's all. I say your prayer. Yes. No.
As Mala said just now, because you are saying somebody pray and she forgetted to put some of his shoe down. We come with the shoe to the island. The first person that comes down, carry the shoe and throw it to the they are waiting for a person that the shoe for fire. Not to enter Masjid, not to put it in the island. The first person that comes out and carry the shoe. And they show that
it is misunderstanding, no? It's just misunderstanding, no? Wallahi. If not, you can go into the masjid with your shoe. I don't know if you understand. You can put, especially if you put it between your legs, so that somebody will not come and steal your shoe. You understand? You put them between your legs, or you put them in your side, or you look for a place to hang them. You understand? Because Islamically, you are not expected to come and say, please, who carry my shoe? Or who see my shoe? And it's going to be, you dent Islam when you begin to announce that they are stealing in the masjid. It doesn't tell well about the people that are praying in that environment. Even if they are not the ones stealing it. I think I know a brother that refused to pray. Wallahi, stop praying. Mature person, this person I'm saying is a mature person, is a grown-up mature person. And this person I'm saying is older than my elder brothers. He bought new shoe and took it to masjid and they stole it. Wallahi, now as I speak, he's even a Christian. He said there is no faith in Islam because he off his shoe and he stole it. Because of shoe, he became a Christian. Wallahi, because of shoe, because of cover shoe. Then those cover shoe that they used to, he just bought them. He bought them new. The first day he wore it, according to what he said, I took it to Central Mosque to pray. He off the shoe and they stole the shoe. That's when he stopped praying. I have to say, man, let us go and pray. He will say, I'll pray at home. If you go, he will not pray. At the end, we discover he started going to church. He said because if he goes to church, he will not off his shoe. Church will permit him to go into to worship with his shoe. So I think he's safe here. Shoe. His friend said, I can buy you the shoe now. He said, even if you buy it, they will take it again. You understand? No, that is shaitan. You understand? Shaitan has already beautified his mind. There's nothing he can do again. So you can see now that he has what? Stealing in the masjid has actually what? Dent what? The image of Islam. He's trying to dent, because you can't dent Islam, of course. He's trying to dent the image of Islam. So instead, keep your shoe safe so that somebody will not steal it and somebody will misunderstand something they have stolen in the masjid.
The greatest man to have ever set foot.
Praying Qasr and following Imam. Originally, if you are following Imam, you are expected to complete your prayer. Or you allow them pray, you go aside and do your prayer. Or you pray your prayer before they start their prayer. You understand? You pray alone. Because if you must follow Imam, then you have to complete your prayer. So scholars have said, if you want to pray or just Qasr, you can join them. Then pray 2 rakah, you terminate your prayer. While some say no, you wait. All these ones are what? The deduction of what? Of scholars. But if not, as far as the person that is praying is not doing Qasr, then you complete your prayer. That's why if you go to an environment where you are known and you are a traveler, before they start praying, me, I want to do Qasr. It's left for the masjid to say, okay, lead us. You do your Qasr and you go away. So if not, then you allow them to do their prayer, you move aside and do your prayer. Or you do your prayer before they start praying. They say, you are praying, say, yes, I am doing Qasr. You understand? Wallahu a'lam. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.